Hey guys, this is Blake from Blake's Sanctum, retro site for retro games. Introduction goes here. This looks complete, doesn't it? Welcome to another episode in my video series of rarely seen Starflight fan remakes, spin-offs and sequels. I'm doing this series as part of a big update to my Starflight gaming website that tributes all the awesome fan projects out there. And this is another video of Starflight III Mysteries of the Universe. I've done it, guys. I've done it with help. If you've come from either my 2004 public navigation demo of Starflight 3 or my 2010 3D stainless XNA demo video tour, then you would have heard me mention that I had a copy of the source files from the golden era, or towards the end of the golden era, roughly around 2006, when probably the most roughly complete version of the Starflight 3 project was running around out there. And I couldn't get it working. Well, I've got help. I've got it working, and here's a video of it. So let's get started. So the only thing that works in this menu is Start New Game. And look at this, you can create your captain. So this is interesting. So we're going to go with our usual Captain Blake. Blake. And I'm going to be human. You can be Veloxy. Thrin. Interesting picture. Alone. Go with human. Male, but you can also choose female, which currently the only thing that changes is the background. And you can put in what homeworld you're from. Oh, look at this information about humans. Bipedal omnivorous species with smooth skin. Do we get lovely information about the others too? Oh yeah, there we go. Insect, 2 legs, 2 arms. Reptilian. Photosynthetic. Go back to human. Alright, homeworld. Just go with Earth. And let me see. And of course you can put points to your classes. And but I don't think any of this has any effect on anything right now, so I'm not going to sit here for half an hour using all these points. I'll just click on a few things. And I believe the minimum age is 35 to be a captain, otherwise it stops you. Hit accept. You still have skill points left. Yep. And by the way, if you just don't want to have to deal with all that, you can hit escape on that screen and it'll take you straight to the starbase. So look at this, guys. We are in the starbase. This is exciting because, you know, this was never released publicly. Like, no one outside of the Starflight team core members has seen this until now. So this is really cool. So we've got all sorts of places, and why don't we start in the most interesting of them, the bar. Now, attentive fans of the Starflight 3 fan project would remember that on this old Starflight 3 website there were screenshots of the game, and one of them was in a bar talking to a Veloxy. And look at this, here he is. We're doing it. It's not a picture. Hello, sir. Ensign Octavi, Junior Engineer, ISS Destiny. What can I do for you, sir? Now, you can be rude to him. You can get lost. But we'll be nice, because it ends the convo if you're rude to him. Relax, Ensign. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm a little nervous. We're leaving space dock soon. It'll be my first tour of duty. I'm not sure what to expect. Expect the worst, boy. And of course that ends the convo, and oh yeah, it's a hoot, and of course he'll give you a thanks, you're really inspired, you know, giving me confidence, and ends the convo once again. So I'll be nice to him because it furthers it. It'll be an experience you'll never forget. That's good to hear. Thank you, sir. You make it seem a lot more interesting and a lot less dangerous. I hope that I run into you again later once I know some useful information, and then maybe it'll be my turn to help you. You're a good kid, Octavi. Hope to see you again. Have fun out there. Thank you, sir. End conversation. So I've seen in the readmes that, you know, that this was intended that there were going to be lots of officers and people like coming to this bar that you could talk to. There was going to be other patrons walking around the bar, It was going to be this really cool place. And of course, most people love that in sci-fi games, having a space bar that you can go to and interact with people. It just adds to the immersion. And, there's a lot of great games that did that, like Imperium Galactica and StarCraft 2, just two that come straight to my mind as ones that were really good. And plenty of adventure games had them too. So it's a shame that this didn't happen, but all sorts of interesting music too, as I'm sure you guys are noticing. And here in the main Starbase area, you'll get it goes for ages. I reckon I let the tune play for about 10 minutes, and there's all these sort of comm chatter over the speakers and all sorts of interesting noises of people walking around and stuff. So let's have a look now. This version was basically a conversion from the real golden era of the project, which was the late 90s, early 2000s, which was like a DOS version that apparently just had pretty much a huge amount of working features. And pretty much this is a copy of that in a new engine. I think it's like a C++ Allegro sort of Windows version. And some stuff wasn't copied across, sadly. So I think a lot of the Starbase sections were actually quite complete in this other version, and sadly that hasn't come across into this version. So one day I really hope to find that late 90s, early 2000s. If you were involved in that project, for God's sake, contact me, either here or on the Starflight 3 Facebook group, which I've got a link to below. So let's see what we can do here. So we've got resources here. This is supposed to be the same picture, but I think it changes. There we go. That one's got a different one. I remember that graphic. Someone gave me that graphic file years ago saying, here's some long lost art assets. Now we can actually see them in use. Now this will actually work. I can actually buy some stuff here. So if I use the up and down arrows, I can buy some stuff. Transaction completed. And if I go to sell, there it is. It's in my inventory. And exit. What else? Equipment and personnel. And I think, this section, like the mouse is gone. I've lost control, and if I hit any key, it just takes me out of the section. So it looks like they presumably these sections were probably working in the other version, and maybe this is just a snapshot of it. I don't know. But either way, I can't do a thing in this version other than view them. And sadly, you can't even configure your ships. That's a shame. It would have been fun to muck around with the systems and stuff like we have in some of the other fan game demos we've played around with. What else? The bank. It looks like this is working. The good old game purchase line, our initial money supply, and look at that. Even our recent transaction is in this. That's working quite nicely. And shall we go to operations and get our mission orders? Interstellar operations. Oh, actually, no, it's now Imperial Operations Instill Division. That's interesting. And we've got notices. To all of you, congratulations on receiving your first command. We know that the new transports aren't your top command choices, but these days a CO has to prove his or her abilities and work up the ladder. We're sure that most of you will do great. I'm assuming by transports they mean people, or do they mean the ships that brought us here? I don't know. Anyway, it's space and there's some more stuff. It actually goes on for a bit, so maybe I won't read it all out. If you guys want to see it, just hit pause as I go through this section. So I just pause the video and you can have a read of what it says. It's not quite as long as the one in the 2010 demo though. That one went for half an hour. There we go. We go with you in spirit. Interstellar Command. Valuations, of course we haven't done any planets. Exit. So, is that everything? I think we're ready to launch, aren't we? Let's do this. Now, as soon as we go out here, we lose all mouse control, so I've got to switch to keyboard. And this, is, of course, looks just like the public 2004 nav demo, except it's more complete. Now you can actually do stuff in the main menu. Although I get lost. 1 minute I'm hovering between the left menu, next minute I'm in the right menu. I just don't really like what they were trying to do here in the end. I get lost in there. It's irritating. So we want command, and want to launch. 3, 2, 1. Taking off. Look at this. Fans will recognise this screenshot from the website. but you know, never seen publicly until now outside of a screenshot. But it ain't no screenshot this time, because woo, we can fly around, baby. So let's have a look around. There's like a lava-y planet here. Now, if I recall, according to the demo text files, there's a special thing on this planet. Look at this, orbital view. We didn't have this in the 2004 demo, did we? Beautiful. So let's see what we can do. So hit bridge, and then science. Must not get lost. Must not get lost. Scan. I like that. And see how the scan wave goes over the planet? I'll do it again. I love it. And analysis, which is quite amusing because you'd get nothing. Leave me alone. Analyze it yourself. I don't know. Beats me. There's another one that says, I think we'll... Oh, no, I won't spoil it. I'll wait till it says it. Culture, no civilization detected. Study, not written yet. Status, and that just gives the ship thing again. We'll go to command, and we'll go to land, select site, and if you leave it on 0, 0 and not, you know, take off in some direction, there is a trade depot here, which fans of Starflight 2 will remember. On planet surfaces you could trade with people and aliens. Descend. Sadly it stops here, doesn't go any further, so we got to hit the space button to skip, otherwise it just sits there forever, I think. And look at this, we're on the planet surface, and they've stolen the starport texture from June 2. And the terrain vehicle is extremely slow, but look at this. There's like oh god, I've forgotten their names already. Was it Veloxia or whatever? No, Veloxia, the bugs. Forgotten their names. Sorry, the plant people. And look at this, T to trade, and you get the trade screen. But sadly, it looks like it's just a picture, like it's not actually any functioning kind of screen. So hit escape. There we go. And there's not much else you can do here. There's just, you know, more buildings and more plant guys. So we'll get back on board the ship and launch. Now we're back in orbit, and we'll go to navigation and maneuver. Alrighty. Let's have a look around. Beautiful blue star. So it's the same graphics as the 2004 demo. Another lava world there, and there's a gas giant down here. Has terrible orbit controls, sadly. Right, so now we're in hyperspace, and there's lots of different hyperspace, cool hyperspace tracks. I think this is the party one, I call it. Let's see. So I'm going to go to the star map now. Look at this, guys. This galaxy is way bigger than the one you saw in the Starflight 3 navigation demo. Look at all this. Look at it. And we're just there. And beautiful. I like the nebula textures. And it's interesting because this very liquidy pattern is actually something that's I've just seen being used in Marvin's Starflight 1 remake in 2018 that I strongly suggest you check it out. There'll be a video in this series and information on the on my Starflight 3 website and on the Starflight 3 community. There's beautiful liquid nebula kind of effects. It's pretty cool. But anyway, look at this. Now we can turn on. Oh no, I should show you the best feature. Look at this. You can click on systems and get information about them. So of course we just visited these planets. Look at this. You can actually see a map of the surface. It gives you some information about the important stuff. And what else? We can turn on the trade routes, and this is kind of useful because it actually kind of gives away where there might be important planets and systems. So there's some, look at this Earth-like planet there, another Earth-like planet here. I think there's one where there's like a whole bunch. It's interesting. So we've got some dirt and some icy planets, some gas giants, Yeah, here we go. This is the one I was thinking of. Look at all this. Cool. So of course it gives you the coordinates down here at the bottom. It'll tell you the destination coordinates. And what else? Flux scan. So that's pretty cool. We already know about all the fluxes. And there's quite a few. Quite a few. Look at that. Some real hubs of gates around here. It's pretty cool. Now, what's even crazier about this, guys, is that just like in the old navigation demo, there are other sectors, other parts of the galaxy that you can go to, and there are two in this alpha, just like in the other demo, except they're way bigger. And one of them is called the Earth sector, and that one pretty much is the old Starflight 1 galaxy. So the whole galaxy pretty much got imported into here, which is really cool. And then there's an entirely new one. It doesn't appear to be based off the Starflight 2 one. It's very different. So there's another thing here called encounter scan. Doesn't seem to do anything. And I know that because there's an encounter right nearby here. And you can actually toggle through the sectors. I may as well show you quickly now. So this is the new sector, but I'll show you more when we get there. And this is the old Starflight 1 sector. Like there's Earth and there's Earth. So we'll check that out in a minute. Right now, let's just focus on this sector. So we'll get out of here, and they have set up an encounter. It's in the text file. It'll tell you there's an encounter at 250 by 150. 250, 150. There we go. Okay. Look at this. Ooh. Now the ship doesn't move, doesn't do anything, and sadly, I haven't been able to do much. If I go to raise the shields, arm the weapons. If I go here, go to this, and I hit hail, it will crash the demo. Now it says in the text files that you can have communications with the Veloxy, who I assume this is because I'm not aware of any other encounters out there implemented yet, and they said that they hadn't implemented comms with other races, but I mean if you can't find them then you wouldn't be able to hail them anyway. But you know, it appeared to imply that you can hail these guys, but if I do, it crashes. I've tried this is on my Windows 7 main machine, and I've tried on a Windows XP virtual machine. Crash happens on both. So if you guys want to have a go at this, I'll be releasing this demo publicly. Feel free to have a go and let me know if you're able to get any different results on your machines. It'll be interesting. Now, we can activate combat mode. However, that bloody doesn't work either, but I'll show you it. So we need to go to command. No, we don't. Combat. Okay. So look at this. This is the combat engine they set up, and presumably when it's working, you can actually go and trade pot shots with the alien ship. However, none of the controls work. Up, left, right, down does nothing. The B does nothing, I does nothing, P does nothing, and most importantly, quit does nothing. So it gets stuck here, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to restart the demo to continue this tour, guys. Alright guys, so we're back where we left off, and I'm thinking, why don't we go up and have a look at that system that had the 3 Earth-like planets. Yeah, this one. Let's head up there. It's in a nebula too, so we can have a look at that. So that is at 242.165. Okay. 242.165. Got the party music back. Ooh, look at this. We're in the nebula. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Ooh, not that one. Oh god, we're getting lost. Hang on. I'm just that way, so, and I want that one. I think this is it, guys. Yeah, we did it. Notice how the music changes? There's multiple Hyperspace tracks and multiple solar system tracks. Oh, beautiful red sun, isn't it, guys? Beautiful. And look at all these. That's pretty. Now, the little invisible orbit box is a nightmare to get into. But we did it. Okay. So we've found ourselves a nice Earth-like planet to check out. So let's have a look at it. Scanning. Beats me. I don't know. Don't know. Leave me alone. Analyze it yourself. Charming. And I still haven't had the other one. No. There's one he says where the atmosphere is made out of ice cream, which I thought was most amusing. Land. Select site. Let's land in the water. No, actually, there's an interesting wave effect which the text file talks about. It was a bit too extreme and they were going to reduce it, but of course they never got around to it. Which I'll show you guys. It's kind of funny. We'll go there. Descend. There we go. Oh, we're near a starport thingo again. Well, a plant do, but yeah, look, this is the water effect. So it's meant to be sort of a wave effect, but in the end it kind of looks like some kind of crazy, I don't know, what effect. Nice though. I mean, look at the mini map. It's they've implemented some clever stuff there, where you've got like grass to beach to water. So that's pretty cool. And as you can probably notice, it tells you which direction your ship is in as well, which is kind of handy. We'll hop back on board. Launch. Alright. So, let's have a look at the ship systems. It's that time, isn't it, where we go through everything we can do. So you've already seen the star map, you've seen me raise and arm weapons, you've seen combat. In the captain's menu, we've seen me launch and disembark. Abandoned ship, not written yet. Ship's manifest, not written yet. Log planet, we're not in orbit. It doesn't work anyway, don't worry guys. Ship's log, not implemented. And with science, you've seen me scan, yeah, culture, study, status, none of that. Well, status brings back the thing. But as soon as you move, I think it'll get rid of it again. Yeah, no, we've already done that one. Ship damage, look at that, so you can view the ship systems. I think that was in the navigation, the 2004 navigation demo, wasn't it? Ship repair, not written yet. Jump pod, not written. And of course that causes a crash if I tried to do that with a ship there. Here it just does nothing. That was weird. Distress, not written yet. Ion beacon uplink. Interesting, not written yet. Playback, not written. Jam transmissions. That must be if you really want to bully someone. Examine, not written yet. Treat. Medical leave. You can give someone a holiday if they're injured. This ninja face. This ninja face was in the other demos, but it didn't do anything. Whereas here you can actually check it out. Look at this. You've got fighters and marines, because the Starflight 3 story, it's hard to access now, but the files are out there. It looks like there was a massive war, huge war, again, and once again I think humans were sort of on the losing side of it, but anyway, we're still there. I think then we've still got a fleet or whatever, but the ships are more militarized, so now you've got all sorts of other interesting things going on. So this fighter assignment, fighter maintenance, launch fighters, terrain vehicle maintenance. So yeah, it's a special ops menu, this one's called. Marine operations, squad assignment, merge, launch boarding pods. Ooh, that sounds like fun. So there you go, that's everything. That's the tour of ship systems, and as you can see, most of them don't work, sadly. However, obviously the important ones do, so we can still get around and do things. So, Yep, sure enough, as we move, it clears out the status. Now, I'm thinking that we should go to the Earth sector, the Starflight 1 sector, and we'll go check out Arth and Earth. I figured that'll be a fun thing to do, wouldn't it, guys? So, now, according to the game's demos text file, there is a flux that will take us to that other sector down at was it 2 and 80, which should be like, yeah, somewhere around here. So we need to get all the way over there, and we need to do it quickly. So I'm going to take this, I reckon, into this area here and try not to hit a whole bunch of them. So we need to go to 215.171. Let's roll. And I'll probably end up fast forwarding through most of this journey, so you guys don't have to endure it all, unless something interesting happens, of course. There it is. There you are. Now I've got to be careful, because in one of my test games I got stuck in a never-ending loop of this thing because I got caught in the other end, because the movement controls are shocking and buggy. Woo! Yeah, we're out of there. Now don't accidentally fly back into it, because that's how I triggered it last time. So, where are we now? We're at that hub of fluxes, and I want one that's going to get me down to the next hub area. And that one is this one here. Okay. Hallelujah, we made it through. Okay, so we need to get to 280, so it's around here. Okay, no problemo. Don't touch that, Daniel. 80, there we go. Alright. Oh, I haven't heard this song too many times. Not bad. There he is. Okay. There we go. We are through into another sector. So this should be the Earth sector. So let's have a look. Yes. This is looking familiar. There's the staff, which means Earth is probably here. Solar system. Yeah, look at this. Mercury, Venus, Earth, although it looks like they haven't put in an Earth map, because that ain't Earth. Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Ooh, little did these guys know back then that Pluto would become a dwarf planet, and we discover it's not blue. Actually looks more like this in real life, funnily enough. In fact, that looks more like Pluto than it looks like Mars. But anyway, alright, so that's Earth. But let's go to Arth, which I think is this one. Arth. And look at that. The starbase is still there, Starport Central. So let's head there. Oh, and looks like there's a nice jump gate that'll take me right there too. Ah, gotcha. Woo! Party tune. Alright, so I always get that and that mixed up. It throws me off. Alright, so we'll just fly the rest of the way. This is a very Star Trek-y tune, this one. We're there! Welcome home to where it all started. ice giant. And not that one. There it is. Look at that. So now, sadly, if I hit enter the dock, it crashes the game. I'm guessing they had not implemented other star bases yet, but the original intention, from what I've read, was that there were going to be lots of star bases throughout these sectors that you'd be able to visit, trade at, buy parts, all that kind of stuff. Would have been really cool. But nevertheless, it's nice to return home, our home in the Starflight universe anyway. Well, there you go, guys. I think I'll leave it there with this tour. I hope you enjoyed it. This tour of a version of the Starflight 3 project that a lot of people wanted to see and have never seen. And now you have. And, it's probably not as complete as I think some of us might have hoped, but that's because that more complete version is still out there. That late 90s, early 2000s version. But nevertheless, it was really great to get this mid-2000s version going, because I've been wanting to do that for months, and I have to thank a fellow named Greg, who contacted me on the official new Starflight 3 game in the making on the crowdfunding page. He contacted me and offered me, once he realised what I was after, he offered me a copy and led to this, because the copy I had wasn't compiled and built up, and it would have required presumably an old version of Visual Studio and Allegro and all this special stuff to get going, and yeah, fortunately the version he had, they had already done that. All I had to do was run an exe file. So I'll, like with the other stuff, I'll release a public demo for people to have a go at this as well. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed these tours, and if this is the first video you've come to, then check out my other Starflight 3 version tours, as they're all quite different over the different iterations of the project. And really the only one left now, or the only two left, is to try and get the newest version, the Python version from the 2010s working, which I'm yet to. And also, yeah, maybe one day we'll find that long lost late 90s, early 2000s Starflight 3, the most complete one of them all. And if that happens, you'll see that video in this series. And also, yeah, feel free to check out my other rare Starflight fan game demos. There's a lot of other cool Starflight fan remakes out there and stuff, so go check them out too. Alright, see you next time, guys. Bye.
Thank you for playing Starflight 3.